In this video, I'll walk you through how to write the logs to a file using Serilog, which is one of the best options of structured logging. Let's get started. This is a demo Web API project. I have also created another Web API project with CRUD functionalities, create, read, update and delete using Entity Framework Core, which I'll show you after explaining the implementation. Let me open the NuGet package manager. Here you can see the libraries which I have already installed for Serilog implementation. You only need Serilog enrichers.correlation.id if you want to display the correlation ID in the logs. I'll show you how to use it soon. Let's switch to the Browse tab and install serilog.sings.file, which we need to write the logs to files. Now in our program class, let's utilize the builder.host.userilog method and assign the configuration. I'll set the default minimum log level to information. Additionally, I'm overriding the minimum log level for Microsoft.ASP.NET Core and setting it to warning. Adding the correlation ID enricher is optional, and you can add it only if you need correlation ID. If you want to learn more about correlation ID and Serilog enrichers, you can watch this video. The link is available in the video description. Next, let's specify where to write the logs. I'll set up logging to debug and console windows with a custom output template. Additionally, let's write logs to a file. I'll pass the file path as a parameter. We can specify the rolling interval as daily, which means Serilog will add the date to the file name and create a new log file per day. To roll the file when it reaches the default size limit of 1 GB, we'll set roll on file size limit to true. We can also enable buffering to improve performance by reducing the frequency of disk write operations. There is another option to write the logs in JSON format to the file, which I'll demonstrate it later in this video. For testing purposes, I'm disabling buffer so that we can view the logs immediately in the file. We can assign these configuration from app settings if needed. Let me show you how. We just need to specify that the values should be read from configuration. This approach allows us to make changes by simply modifying the app settings. First, in the app settings, we need to create a configuration key named Serilog. We'll start by assigning the minimum log levels. Then we include the namespace for the correlation ID enricher and mention that correlation ID should be included in the enricher section. After that, we'll provide the write to section. Since we are writing logs to both the console and debug windows, I have provided both along with a custom output template. We'll add another item inside the write to section for file writing. Inside the arguments, we should specify the file path. Then, we can also provide the rolling interval, roll on file size limit, and buffer status. In the program class, let's also add Serilog's request logging. For more details on these features, you can refer to our previous videos. The link is available in the video description. Let me add some logs in our API method. I'll include a log just before returning the result, which includes the result itself. To display the result in proper JS format, we can use an @ symbol here. Additionally, I am adding another log while the request is initiated. Since we are using the correlation ID enricher, it's important to add the HTTP context accessor in the dependency service. Let's execute the API method now. In the console window, you can see the logs displayed. Executing it again, you will notice that the new logs are also added in the console window. Additionally, you will find that the file has been created in the assigned folder. Let's check it. You will see that the same logs are written in the file as well. Let's install a library named serilog.formatting.compact, which allows us to format logs in JSON format. If you are following the first method, I'll show you how to implement this. I'm adding another method to write logs to a file where we can specify a different file name. Serilog will now write logs to both files. For the second method, we'll add a new compact JSON formatter object as the first parameter in the write to file method. I'll also include other parameters for file rolling and buffering. Now, Let's see how we can implement this if we are reading the configuration from app settings. I'll create another configuration for writing to a file. Then we can specify the compact JSON formatter as the formatter like this and provide a different file name. Also, we need to remove the custom output template. Let's execute the API method and observe the results. In the console, you can see that it shows logs as before. Now let's open the formatted log file. You can see that the logs are written in JSON format in the file. Let's examine this line where you can view all the information included in the log. Let's also examine the response log, which includes the result. Here, you can see all the data, including the result in the log. This is the API application with Entity Framework Core CRUD functionalities that I have developed for your reference, which will help you understand and implement structured logging in your CRUD APIs. You can access the project source code from the Patreon post link shared in the video description. Let's add 2 products and examine how the logs are saved in the file. This is what the standard log file looks like. You can see the db command log from Entity Framework Core. Now, let me show you the JSON log file. I'll copy this log and present it separately. You can view all the details, which makes it easier for us to track each event. Here is the log from the delete request. We can easily find the details of the deleted product. In the next video, we'll cover a crucial tool that simplifies log analysis. Don't forget to check out our Patreon page for accessing the CRUD API source code through the URL provided in the video description. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.